Budget hearings have already begun for other state agencies, and eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us for more on that, another activity at the Capitol. Sean, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Sean, are the agencies tempering their budget requests in the face of what's being expected to be a shortfall this year?
Tempering, I would say yes. Asking for less, I would say no. Consider, for example, the public safety subcommittee hearings we had this last week, where the Department of Corrections is asking for an additional $1 billion. And the Pardon and Parole Board, for example, is asking for funding for 2 additional employees. Both of these agencies made the case that the money they're asking for is desperately needed. In the case of the Department of Corrections, we're well aware of all the problems that they have with their facilities, as well as the fact that they're at 112% of capacity. They need to build additional prisons or find a way to get people out of the prisons who are currently there. In the case of the Pardon and Parole Board, they are largely a personnel-driven agency. And its director, DeLynn Fudge, pointed out that if they saw their budget cut, they would no longer be able to perform many of their duties related to roles and commutations. They need those additional employees to make the system work even better. So they're really making a pitch that these are the dollars we need to do the job that we're supposed to be doing.
Now, they're still in special session, where we're still waiting to see if the lawmakers can resolve the current fiscal budget year. Any progress on that?
Not yet. The hang-up seems to be coming to agreement on a plan that both the House, the Senate, Republicans, and Democrats can agree upon that can then move forward. A group of civic leaders put forth their plan a little more than a week ago, which would increase taxes in a number of areas and also include a number of reforms. We have seen some of those reforms proposed in the bills that were filed by the deadline on January 18th, but in terms of an agreement itself, it hasn't been reached. Reportedly, talks are continuing and they hope to come up with something, but at this point, we don't know if they will resume the special session before the regular session begins February 5th.
Now, Thursday was the deadline for bills to be filed for the regular session, which begins next month. Anything caught your eye this week?
A lot of the issues that have been talked about in the 2 special sessions are there. Increases for teacher pay and increases for state employee pay, as well as some of the reforms that have been talked about in the negotiations for the second special session and the revenue-raising measures there. There are 1,943 bills, a lot of different issues for lawmakers to deal with, and we'll see exactly what they do with all those.
Sean Ashley from eCapitol News, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.